All right, y'all. Hit the like button, follow, subscribe, enjoy the podcast. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Shooting Park Podcast. It's going to be episode 12, something like that. Very exciting week we got ahead of us. We got the Olympics starting by the time this comes out tomorrow. So it'll be starting on Thursday. Super excited about that. Go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a preview when it comes to that, as well as talk about the events from this past weekend. You had LIV, LPGA, PGA, all happening this past weekend. And then we will have, outside of just the Olympics coming up, we also have a LPGA event this upcoming weekend. Excuse me. So let's jump right into it. We had the PGA. They had the 3M Open up at TPC Twin Cities, Blaine, Minnesota. Blaine Mountain, Minnesota. Sorry. And it turned out to be a decent little event. Jonathan Vega won with a minus 17. Max Greisman, minus 16 in second. Matt Kuchar and Maverick McNeely at minus 15, and Taylor Pendrith at minus 14. Can't believe someone named their kid Maverick, but neither here nor there. That's just not a good name. Whatever. Anyway, Max Greisman, he made a great push up the leaderboard Sunday, put himself in position to potentially take the tournament, but came up just short. He went 8 under with no bogeys, and he had 6 of his 8 birdies actually came on the back nine. So he made a hell of a push on that back nine to put some pressure on Vega. Max's his second place finish actually pushed him pretty high up FedEx Cup point standings as well, so put him in a FedEx Cup playoff spot at the moment. So, if the season ended right now, he would go ahead and he would be in the playoffs, which is huge. I mean, a lot of money that's able to be won once you get into the playoffs. So, good for him. It was definitely unfortunate that he wasn't able to pull it out, but some positives come out of it when you're at least getting yourself up the leaderboard. As far as Vega was able to hold on to this tournament. He birdied 18 to avoid the playoff hole with Max Greisman, and he finished the day at 1 under. So he didn't play great on that final day, but he did just enough to actually go ahead and win it. No one really played outstanding that final day other than Greisman. He really made that push way up the leaderboard and put all the pressure on Vega. And, Vega was able to pull out that birdie on 18 to actually go ahead and win the thing instead of going to a playoff hole, which, as I've said before, anything can happen. But with Vega's win, he moved from 149 to 66th in the FedEx Cup point rankings. So he's inside the top 70, which means he will be in the playoffs as well. Again, he's 66th at the moment. You still have some other tournaments going on, so he still needs to kind of keep himself in there. Win a few more, not win a few more, but at least place top 10 in a couple. Try and keep himself up in that ranking so that he can make the FedEx Cup playoffs. But as of today, he is in it. So it was very impressive for him. And I think it's his first win in a while. I can't remember exactly. And I know it was a long time. So good for him. And it was impressive. He was able to pull all this off even after he had an errant shot on the par 5 12th that it hit and landed in police officer's arm. So the officer was just standing there with the ball still in his arm, sitting like that. According to the rules, basically, the ball never came to rest. since it was in his arm. So he was able to take it, assume where it would have landed, or assume where it would have came to rest, and then you basically get a club length from there. So, and then you take your drop. So he's able to kind of have a little fluffed up lie, as well as give himself a decent little look. So he was able to kind of punch it out of there. I think he got himself. Yeah, his third shot was out of this greenside bunker, which he put pretty close to the hole, and then he ended up missing his birdie putt. But he did all that with, you know, very interesting way, and he was able to get his free drop. He was able to get the club length. It gave him a chance at birdie. I mean, he missed it, but it gave him that shot at birdie, where if it doesn't hit that police officer's arm, or if it hits him and ricochets into a worse spot, he could have been scrambling just to try and get back to have an opportunity at par, let alone birdie. So that ended up really helping him. Not by, not like the police officer meant to do it. It's not like he caught the ball and just sat there with it. So, but it was very cool. Go check it out on Instagram or TikTok or anything. You'll see it all over the place on social media. It's a very unique thing. You don't see that happen very much, where the ball just comes to rest in someone's arm or something like that. Also, it must be nice to be a professional golfer that you hit an errant shot and you have basically the bumpers up on the fairway. It just hits it's a bystander right there and ricochets back into the fairway. Like, all of us regular golfers, we go out there, we hit an errant shot. It ain't hitting someone. It's landing in the rough and probably ricocheting 30, 40 yards farther. So, whatever. But good for him. Yeah, good win. Whatnot. LPGA, you had the CPKC Women's Open, Earl Grey Golf Club, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Lauren Coughlin took the win at minus 13. May Sego, or Mayo Sego, I don't know, minus 11 in second. Jenny Shin, minus 10. Hiran Ryu at minus 10 also, tied for third. And then Jennifer Kupchko, minus 8 in fourth. Lauren Coughlin played great the entire tournament and only needed to go one under for her final round to secure the championship. Ryu, who was the 54-hole leader, shot 3 over on the final day to lose her the tournament. She doubled number 11, and then she bogeyed the final 3 holes on the day, so she did not play well at all. And Sego and Shin both made huge moves up the board on that final day, shooting 3 under and 5 under respectively. So great for them. They had I think they had a decent showing, but again, I know a lot of the women stayed out in Paris or overseas for the Olympic, the opening ceremony and whatnot, and they play the men play the 1st through the 4th. So I think the women start on like the 7th or something like that. So there's no point to flying all the way back over here just to fly back there. So they just stayed out there, a lot of them, but it was still a good showing. Good for Lauren Coughlin. She deserved it. It's a big win for her. We'll move on. We got Live Golf UK, JBC Golf and Country Club in the UK. Jon Rahm, minus 13, wins the tournament. Joaquin Niemann, Cameron Smith, Tyrell Hatton, all minus 12, tied for second. And then you had Paul Casey at minus 10 in 5th. So, and then you had, for the team, you had Legion, who won at minus 26, Ripper at minus 23 in second, Crushers and Smash at minus 20, tied for third, and Fireballs and Stinger tied for 5th at minus 19. Rahm was honestly just able to hold on to this tournament, and he secured his first win on Live. So congrats to him. He gets his first win on the Live Tour since joining earlier this year. I know Legion's been tearing it up as a team. They've been winning a lot, but he wasn't able to pull out a win yet. So it was good that he was able to get that win, and it makes the Olympics that much more interesting because You have Xander coming off of his big win. Now Rahm has a win under his belt. Both of them are playing extremely well right now. And on top of that, Matthew Pavone is the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year, and now he's going back to playing his home country for his country, and he's the number one French player in the world right now. So, a lot of excitement going into the Olympics, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll finish talking about LIV real quick. So, he was able able to fend off Joaquin Niemann, Cameron Smith, and his Legion teammate Tyrell Hatton, who, by the way, has been playing also out of his mind recently. Tyrell has been awesome for a while now. So, Ripper made a huge jump up the board on the final day also with a -10. So they were 10 under as a team. Tried to catch Legion, but they weren't able to. Legion was able to hold on, with a 5 under for the day. So again, when you have Jon Rahm and Tyrell Hatton shooting -13 and -12, doesn't really matter what the rest of your team does. So those two carried them. Jon Rahm, he got out to that monster lead on Friday. Shot an 8 under on day one. He shot 1 under the next day, and then he shot a 4 under on the final day. So he was looking really good. Joaquin Niemann grew into the tournament. He went -2, -4, -6 from rounds 1 to 3. So he grew into the tournament. Cameron Smith and Tyrell Hatton actually had the exact same scorecard, basically. Both shot 5 under for the first 2 rounds, and then they went 2 under for the third round. So a lot of competition there, a lot of great play out there. I liked how the golf course played. It was really interesting to see. I haven't seen a tournament out there yet, so it was a very interesting tournament. But that's all I got for last week's events. Let's jump into the Olympics. So Olympics are starting obviously tomorrow, as I said. It will be early as crap for us here in America. I believe it's 3 a.m. is the first tee time tomorrow for, I forget who it is. Victor Perez, Matty Schmid, and CT Pan. They're going to be 3 a.m. Eastern time. So 2 a.m. Central, 1 a.m. Mountain, and midnight for West Coast. So it's going to be early or super late if you want to just stay up and watch it. But thankfully, off this weekend, not traveling, doing anything, so I'll be able to actually either stay up all night and watch it or just wake up early so I can watch the final 2 days at least. But super exciting. So it's about 12 miles southwest of the Eiffel Tower. Le Golf is it Le Golf National? Is that really what it's called? I might have jacked up typing out the sheet. There's no way it's called Le Golf National. If it is, that's hilarious. It's a great name. Anyway, whatever course it is, Le Something National. It's a par 71 with 3 par 5s, and it's going to be prepped to max out at 71, 74 yards. So it will be a cool golf course. I think they've hosted a few DP World Tour events and whatnot. So, it's been out there. It's an older course. I think it's been around, not older, it's been around for about 40 something years, I believe. So it's very exciting. The weather should be able to hold off. There's a little bit of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. But outside of that, it should be pretty good weather, little to no wind, around 80 degrees every day. So super exciting. Obviously, as I mentioned, first tee time tomorrow. I'll give you guys a few of the tee times. I did do this in French time, so you guys are going to have to figure it out from there. I'm posting on the Instagram now all the tee times for tomorrow, and then I'll do it for Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well. And I'm going to do it local times for the U.S., so all of it will be in Eastern Standard Time, and then you can adjust from there if you're on the West Coast or whatnot. But for the local time, out there in Paris, 9 a.m. Thursday. Got, like I said, Victor Perez, Matty Schmid, and CT Pan. So Victor Perez is French, Matty Schmid is German, CT Pan representing Chinese Taipei. And then at 9:11 a.m., you'll have Joaquin Niemann, who is in second place in the live rankings at the moment. He's in second place now because Jon Rahm actually won that event. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so he actually overtook Joaquin in the live golf rankings because Joaquin was in first for a while there. He's been playing awesome. So he'll be teeing off at 9:11 a.m. Representing Chile. The first American to tee off will be Wyndham Clark with Hideki Matsuyama of Japan and Tommy Fleetwood of Great Britain at 9:44 a.m. And then the first tee time that I'm super pumped about, unfortunately, I'm going to have to be up at I think it's 3 a.m. or something like that, so I can see this. But this tee time, it'll be 10:11 a.m. Local time for them. Scotty Scheffler, obviously representing the U.S., Rory McIlroy for Ireland, and Ludvig Eiberg for Sweden. That is a monster group. That's going to be so much fun to see those three play together at the Olympics. And then we'll also have two amazing groups later on in the day. So at 11:55 a.m. and 12:06 p.m. So 11:55 a.m. you'll have the defending gold medalist Xander Schauffele for the U.S., Victor Hovland for Norway, and Jon Rahm for Spain, coming off his live win this past weekend. Which again, that's another amazing group. I'm hoping that Victor has a great tournament. I'd love to see him win something, but I don't think it'll be the Olympics, but I think him having a great tournament would really help push him towards the final half of the year here coming up. And then at 12:06, we got Collin Morikawa for the U.S., Matthew Fitzpatrick for Great Britain, and the leading Rookie of the Year candidate, as I mentioned, and top French player Mathieu Pavon. That will be a lot of fun to watch. Mathieu Pavon has been playing very well, and obviously him being top-ranked French player and this being in France, I'm sure he's going to have a monster backing out there for him. So that'll be a lot of fun to see how the fans react to seeing him out there playing. And again, he is a rookie still. I think he's 30 years old, but he is still a rookie technically. So very excited to see that. That will be another great grouping. Thankfully, that's at 6 a.m. my time, so I'll be able to hopefully get up and actually watch that. I don't know if it's 6 a.m. I think I might have did that math wrong. That might still be at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's going to be very exciting. I'll be up getting ready for work and watching that. So, that's at least, those are some of the bigger groups. Obviously, there are more groups. There are more players in this. You got 60 players from across the world playing in this. So as I said, go check out the Instagram page. I'll be putting all the tee times on there, the groups and whatnot for every day. Actually just posted the one for Thursday because I saw the thing came out, so I just posted it for Thursday. So you guys can go on there and check that out. Go see it. But in other PGA news, the PGA just announced that they're teaming with leading content creators for a Creator Classic, which is going to be at the 2024 Tour Championship. It'll be a 9-hole competition at the newly renovated East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta on Wednesday, August 28th, before play begins for the Tour Championship. Very exciting, very cool thing that they're doing. There's a lot of the big name guys that are content creators, from Good to Bob Does Sports to, I think, one of the I almost said Pitch Perfect, Dude Perfect guys is going to be out there. So super cool. Hopefully I can get an invite next year. I think I got to get my content game up a little bit, but hopefully I can get an invite to that next year. Probably not though. Let's be honest. Not. One, I suck at golf, and two, I don't do enough content. too lazy. I don't do enough content. I need to do more. Um, anyway, upcoming events. Obviously, as I mentioned, you have the Olympic men's competition. I put Le Golf National again. That might actually be the name of this course. Oh man, I really hope it's the name of this course. That is a great name for this course. That makes me want to go back to France and just go check it out now. Le Golf National. What a name. Anyway, Le Golf National, Paris, France. And then you have the LPGA, the Portland Classic, Columbia, Edgewater Country Club, Portland, Oregon. So I don't know who's going to be playing in the LPGA. I looked at it. I saw a few. It's a lot of the players that are not in the Olympics. A lot of them have went out by now. Even if they played this past weekend, they went out now. So I'll go through last week's picks. I'm a little bit pissed off, but whatever. We'll go through it anyway. I took Tony Finau for the PGA, Brooke Henderson for the LPGA, Cameron Smith for the LIV Individual, and Majestics for the LIV Team. I forgot to mention for LIV, I'm done trying to figure out this team competition because I cannot pick a winner for that at all. I thought 100% Majestics was going to take that tournament because they were on their home soil, and they literally came in last. They were horrible. Anyway, it's also just a terrible team. I can't remember who's on it, but that is a terrible team. So, whatever. I got 15 points from last week, so I'm up to 74 for the season. The random person took Nick Dunlap for the PGA. LPGA was Nelly Korda, Joaquin Niemann for the LIV Individual, and Fireballs for the LIV Team. They got 10 points. Ended up at 62 for the season. And then there's Mark, who took Bhatia, Lydia Ku, Jon Rahm, and Crushers. The Jon Rahm is what got him a lot. Obviously, he won the tournament, so he ended up with 10 points just because of that. 20 points total. He is now up to 93 points for the season, so I'm getting crushed at the moment. But for the current picks, so for the Olympics, I'm taking Xander Schauffele, defending gold medalist, won 2 majors. He plays well in the biggest events. This is a major event. So I'm super excited for him. I think he's winning this. And then Mark and the random actually both took Colin Morikawa. So I guess they see something in him. They think he's taking this tournament. Either way, we all picked Americans. So we'll see what happens. LPGA, I took Allison Corpuz. Mark took Grace Kim, and the random took Victoria Gailey. So it'll be interesting. I would love to say go watch the LPGA, but I mean, the Olympics only come around once every 4 years. So go watch the Olympics. I think it's on Peacock or something like that. I don't know. You can watch. They're pretty much everywhere. But I think the golf is going to be on Peacock. So if you don't have Peacock, go get it. It's like $5 a month. Go spend the money so you can go watch this because it's going to be an awesome event. And you get to watch someone golf at Le Golf National. It blows my mind that that's the name of this. But hey, that's a hell of a name for a course. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Again, I'm just, the events last weekend were good and they were fun and whatnot, but Olympics come around once every 4 years. I'm super pumped for the Olympics. I'm so excited for the golf. Obviously, the U.S. is doing decent right now with their medals. I think they have the most medals, but they have a ton of bronze. So I think they might be in 5th for the medal count at the moment. So I don't know how much more they value the gold than the bronze and silver and stuff. I don't know what the values are, but somehow we're in 5th, even though we have the most medals. So we'll see. The women's gymnastics did just win gold, though. So congrats to them on that. That was awesome. But that's all I got for you guys. So go ahead, check out the Instagram channel. Again, keep an eye on that for all the tee times for the men's Olympic golf. And we'll see you guys next week after the Olympics.